With all the talk about what Season 6 of Battlefield 2042 may bring and what fans want to see in the next Battlefield game, I figured I'd have a crack at it as well. Hey everyone, I am Doodleman149 and I'm glad you joined me today as I take a look at everything I'd want in my ideal Battlefield title. From settings to features and guns to gadgets, what would make the next Battlefield the creme de la creme? Let's find out. First, let's look at the setting. For me, this setting might be a little off-putting to some, but I don't want modern. I don't want near future or future, and I surely don't want more World War II. We've had plenty of that for the entirety of gaming. What I want is a Battlefield title set during the 1980s and 90s. The uniforms and gear from that period just feel severely underexplored in gaming, and there are plenty of world conflicts to choose from for Battlefronts. Customization may be ever so slightly limited, but setting it during a specific time period would prevent the introduction of ridiculous weaponry like we've seen in 2042. Needless to say, this turbulent period of history has plenty of opportunities for an actual campaign, which is a must for the next title to even be considered. In terms of classes, how could we go wrong with the setup from Battlefield 1? We've got assaults for CQC and anti-vehicle plays. Medics, supports, and recons are all doing their thing. This is the best system. No specialist pickup units like the Trench Raider or Flamethrower though, but that's just me personally. When it comes to weapons, I just want guns from the time period. Some may be a bit generic, but so long as the weapons are from the time period, they don't have to actually have been utilized in any conflicts in any capacity. I just don't want very out-of-place weapons. When it comes to maps, I don't have any specific maps in mind, but what I would like to see is 6 well-balanced combined arm maps, 2 vehicle-heavy maps, 1 infantry-focused map, and 1 infantry-only map. This gives us the traditional Battlefield feel, while also offering something for the vehicle mains and infantry mains to bear down on. When it comes to gameplay elements, destruction, and I mean real destruction, like Battlefield 1 on steroids, should be the biggest part of the next Battlefield title. 2042 has the worst destructible environments in the entirety of the franchise, and the Levolutions are basically non-existent. We need to go back to one of Battlefield's cores in the next installment. Looking at social elements, squads should have incentives to work together, and no, a paltry amount of XP does not cut it, DICE. I'm talking a return to Battlefield 4's squad perk system. It gave each soldier buffs based on their perk path, and that path could only be progressed on by performing squad actions until you obtain the next perk. A squad wipe would take away a perk. Best part was, it carried over between matches so long as you stayed in the same server. Speaking of that, server browsers need to return, or at the very least have actual persistent servers so that you can stay in the same server between matches playing with the same people. Every other Battlefield has had this except this one, so what does that tell you? Platoon should also come back for the obvious social reasons. Why they were taken away from 2042 is something I will never understand. And so that's all, folks. I am not asking for much. The most specific thing I want to see is the setting. Everything else, if you look at it, is just bare bones quality Battlefield experiences. Don't reinvent the wheel, DICE. Don't try to improve upon a design that is already solid and functions perfectly well. Take what works and use it. Battlefield has a unique identity for a reason. Unfortunately, recently, that identity has been what 2042 has turned into, but up until this travesty of a release, Battlefield was well respected. Let's get back there, shall we?